Hello and welcome to my video tutorial on area of an irregular shape. So there's sort of two different shapes that we can sort of look at in grade 4. One is on the left here, and it sort of looks like an L. And there could be different versions of this same shape, but they're all basically the same. So you could have sort of an R shape, sort of like that. Or you can have a backwards L, but they're all the same process, and so it doesn't matter. We're going to look at just the L. They're all the same exact thing. And the other option would be this sort of T symbol. So there could be one that looks like this. It's the same thing as the one to the left here. So I'm going to call it T and L shapes. So starting with the T, what we want to do is we want to look at it as two separate rectangles. There's no really other good way of doing it other than that. So there are other ways you could do it, but that's the main thing. So one, I'm going to highlight in yellow here. So this yellow triangle is one. And then in this cyan, this blue, light blue color, we have another rectangle. So in yellow, how much area does that one have? That's the first question. So yellow area is, maybe I'll do it inside here, is side times side, right? What's one of the sides? Well, one of the sides is the 4 on top or on the bottom, and the 9. And this is something to recognize to know which sides matter. And basically you have to take the sides that are actually encompassing the entire rectangle. So this 4 goes from this top left to the top right, and the 9 goes from the bottom left to the top left. Okay, so that's important to notice. Whereas the 3, like this 3 and this 3, only go from here to here, bottom right to like middle, and middle to top right. So that's something to notice. That's why we have to use 4 times 9. And in the area of a rectangle, you can look at more options for that, such as splitting this up into 4 different spots, 1, 2, 3, 4, and this one into 9, etc., all the way along. But those are different options of doing the same thing. So 4 times 9, what is that? 36. Okay? And that's just our yellow one. So I'm going to call that A1 equals 36, because we want to find the area of both together, which I'm going to call A. So A2 will be this little cyan or blue colored part, A2. So A equals, okay, so A2 here is just the cyan or blue colored. So the area of the second triangle. That's why it's area A2, area 2. So what sides are we going to use? Well, the only ones that really apply are the 3. So, oopsies. So the 3 right here, and the 1. And I mean, there's a 1 on the bottom, but it's the same as the 1 on top. So you want to use, those are the same sides. They're opposite sides, so they're the same. So we want to use the 1 and the 3. So 1 times 3, what does that equal? Oh, well, we know 1 times anything equals the same anything, so in this case it's 3. So 36 is A1 plus A2, which is 3. So 36 plus 3 equals 39. So our final answer is A equals 39. Okay, so that's for the T shapes. Now for the L shapes, there are a bunch of different ways, and we went over this in class, but we're going to look at a couple different ways to go about this. So one way, the simplest but maybe not fastest way, is to draw your lines, just the same way as we did for the area of a rectangle. So if we look on the top here, it's 1, 2, 3, and if we look on the left, or on the this 2 here that's there, then we can go 1, 2, so there's 1, 2 there, and we want to have 3 down here, so I'm just going to continue this down. 1, 2, 3, and same thing across this side. And now, is that roughly correct? Well, I can check with the last couple sides. So this is 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Perfect. So that's correct. So I can just physically count them. So going across here, maybe I'll use a different color. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. Okay, so according to our blue area, let's see if that'll work. No, that won't work. Okay, just hold on. According to just counting, our area is 24. Okay, so you can do that however you want, but that's just with the grid method. Okay, let's get rid of all those. And let's do it a different way. One other way of doing it is by splitting it off and calling this red triangle here 1, and this other part the second triangle. Okay, so we can look at it as 2 different triangles. So let's take a look at the top one first, though. The top one, the trick is not to use this 5, because we split up this side by doing this. We split up this side, we can't use this 5 for anything. Okay, so don't use the 5. So what we can do is to find the area of this one, we have to do side times side. So 2 is one of the sides times 3, which is another one of the sides, equals 6. Maybe I'll write it like that so it's more clear. Okay, so the area equals 6 up there. And then inside this bottom part, right here, we need to find the 2 sides that actually relate to the entire rectangle. So one of them is this one of them is this one. So again, you're not using this 5, and you're not using this 3 because it's split off here. So the 3 is split off there, and the 5 is split off there. So you can't use either of those. So those are things that might be important to recognize. So you can't use those numbers. So we're just going to use the 3 down here and the 6 over here. So side times side, area equals side times side for a rectangle. So our first side is 3 times our second side is 6. So 3 times 6 equals 18. Perfect. So that's our blue area. So our total area is blue area plus red area, right? So let's zoom out so you can try to see both parts of that. But our red area, so blue area, let's write that in. What did we get? Well, we had 18 plus our red area, and that was 6. So our total area is 18 plus 6. So we have 24, and notice 24 is the same, so it must be correct. So that was one way of doing it. So we split it off by using this red line here, right? How about we try splitting off in a different place instead? does it work out the same way? You can split off like this, and I'm going to do this a little bit faster. Let's call this area the red area. And what's one of the sides? Well, we can't use the 2 because it's split off here. So 3 times 5 equals 15. And the blue area, we can't use this 6 here on the bottom, okay, because it's split off right here. So this 3 here goes from this corner to this corner, and this 3 goes from this corner to this corner. So 3 times 3 are our 2 sides. So that's our blue area, 3 times 3. And that equals 9. So our new blue area is 9 plus our red area is 15. So our other way of getting the area gives us 24. Hey look, it's the same number again. So there's a lot of different ways about going this and doing this. We're going to show you one, I'm going to show you one more way before the end of the video. Okay, so the one last way you can go about doing this is to count this new square down here. So I'm going to leave this blue 24 over there. But this new square right there, we're going to subtract that off of the total. So let's first find the total shape. So I'm going to just quickly cover the whole thing in this blue. So this entire shape, we're looking for that entire rectangle. What's the area for the whole thing? So the whole thing will have an area equals side times side. So one of the big massive sides is 5 times the other of the big massive sides, bottom left, bottom right, is 6, 5, right? So it extends all the way up to the top and then all the way across. So 5 times 6, what does that equal? 30. Okay, and what we need to do now is we need to take off this top right corner, right? So we have this side here, from here to here, is 2. So side times side, 2, times this side to this side is 3. It's labeled right there. So 2 times 3 equals 6. So another way to do it, let's see if I can zoom out a little bit. Area equals, and now we're going to use total area minus our new red area. So we need to find out what that is. Oopsies. Sorry about that. So our subtraction here, our red area is the 6, our blue area is the 30. So if we're doing it this method, we find 30 minus 6, and that equals 24. And finally, there we have it. Our last final way of doing this rectangle. So these are two different irregular shapes.